All right, welcome to Wager Wednesday. This is the Aloha Press Show where we're breaking down this week's RSM Classic. My name's JC, joined today by my co-host Jeff. He is clearly last week's loser as he's got the loser helmet on. Jeff, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm wearing the loser helmet. I've gone 2-0 or 0-2 the last couple of weeks. But I'm gonna say this: I might have lost in the golf bets, but this team right here, the Oregon Ducks, has not lost. You know, we're in the top 4 of the college football playoffs. So go bet on your Ducks. They've covered the spread the last couple of weeks. Shout out to Bill Gilman. You know, me and him going on the UCLA game, getting me a W. All right, let's go Ducks.
This week's we have the RSM Classic down in Sea Island Golf Club in St. Simon Island, Georgia, to accommodate a giant field of 156 golfers. Too cheap to miss out on this week's event right before they take a little break for Thanksgiving, and we get to partake in the Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau battle for 12 holes or whatever the hell that's going to be. As the loser, I think you get to go ahead and lead us off with who's the guy this year that's going to make the cut here at the RSM Classic.
You know, back in the day when I used to be a cop, I used to write things on my hand. Just little notes every once in a while to help you out when you have your notepad. So the guy that I'm going to pick he's going to make the cut this week, and that's going to be Corey Connors. Little Canadian.
You go out on a limb at plus 2,700. I mean, hell, the guy is ranked in the top 5 in Vegas odds. Sure, I hope he fucking makes the cut. Jeff, you're giving guys guaranteed money. I love it.
Hey, just because you're ranked in the top doesn't mean you're going to do shit. We've learned that a long time ago. You know what? And this Canadian comes out and plays about 3 times a year. So I'm just hoping that this is his, one out of the 3.
The reason why I like that pick is because I don't think Canadians celebrate Thanksgiving. I think next week after, I think it's just going to be no big deal. I'm going to go with the old silverback gorilla, okay? In Stuart Sink at plus 14,000 this week, getting it done. He's going to make the cut. I feel like he's going to do something to this field, and it's just going to be rather average. He's going to shoot maybe like a, 8-9 under to get himself just to make the cut. So that's where I'm putting my money on this week.
Hey, that's a fucking great pick. I feel like Stuart Sink's just ramping up for the Tournament of Champions because, yes, he is in that this year.
I think he is. All right, Jeff, who are we pointing to this week's top 10? I mean, you already gave him a solid, making the cut in Corey Connors. Who do you got making the top 10 this week?
All right. Top 10, I'm going with the trusty Rusty out there at Sea Island, because this guy just seems to show up. If it wasn't Jim Furyk, back in the day, it used to always be Jim Furyk, but right now it's Webb Simpson. As much as Ben Smithers hates that guy, and we don't really like him that much, but Webb Simpson's definitely a top 10 out there at Sea Island.
He's sitting at plus 1,200 as we're getting the odds in here on Wager Wednesday. I'm going with a guy who it was ranked rather high, but as all of a sudden it's kind of dropped. South Carolina guy sitting at, let's see here. What is he sitting at? Kevin Kisner sitting at plus 4,100. He's out on that limb a little bit when it comes to top 10s, but I think he's going to put it together. He's not the longest guy in the world. I think he's going to be at a golf course that's going to be rather comfortable. Just hit it straight, put it in the fairway, and hit some greens. I think he's going to have some success.
He's always a good pick. I like that.
This is what the listeners have been waiting for, Jeff. You've done the research, you've done the, you've written it down, crystal clear there on your hand. Who do you got this week to win the old beautiful RSM Classic so that they can come back next year before fucking Thanksgiving and defend?
I'm going to pick a guy who's got you've once in your lifetime kind of mimicked yourself to him and said that he was kind of like, if you were a golfer, it was him. That's Cam Smith, right? I'm going with the Aussie. I'm going with the Aussie with the mullet. He's probably finding some fishing while he's out there. I think he's going to get it done this week. I think he's going to have – is this the plaid jacket week? I think it is. I think they give him this really cool plaid jacket out there, RBC heritage stuff. So I'm going Cam Smith all day.
Yeah, Cam Smith sitting at plus 1,600. Great pick to win this week. It's I'm with you. I think he's going to – I'm going with a guy who you named earlier earlier in your selection. I'm going with Webb Simpson at plus 1,200. Oh, right. Solid guy. We covered a little bit. The guy's, trusty Rusty. he's a guy who you just kind of, rely on when a week comes when there's not a lot of competition out there. I mean, the guy's got a major championship. So I'm going with Webb Simpson this week to get the victory here on Wager Wednesday. And those are your Aloha Press picks, where if you don't make any money, it ain't our fault. Okay, but if you do make some money, send us a little piece. Okay, I want at least, a little cut, little taste.
I'll tell you right now, if people were smart, they'd take your picks because you're on a roll, you're on a hot streak, you got to ride the hot hand fucking while you can. It's like NBA Jam back in the day, right? He's on fire, you're on fire right now.
This is this is a show part of the show we missed last week. I mean, Jeff and I one and done league. I'm up by 2 bottles in the bottle count. Jeff had to wear the loser helmet this week, supporting the Oregon Ducks. Jeff, in the one and done league, I think I've got to go with a guy who, earlier when we were discussing off air, when we were in our preparation, I was naming off guys who, were in the power rankings. I named a guy off named Robert Streb. Okay, and the only reason why I fucking even am going to pick him this week is because he's the 2-time winner at Sea Island, has a regained form just in time in the latest title defense. He's got a couple top 20s, a couple top 10s. I mean, the guy, I don't think he's even featured on the Vegas odds, but yeah, I'm going to go with the trusty Streb, strap-on Streb, and I think he's gonna smoke whoever you pick this week.
Hey, I'm not mad at you for that, right? When you first said that name, I thought maybe he won these championships on the Korn Ferry Tour, the Web.com Tour back in the day. A guy that we played with in Tahoe, Ryan Thornberry, could probably whoop his ass, I would imagine. But, hey, that's a great pick, 2-time champ. Awesome. I'm going to go with a guy who I often mistake for Henrik Stenson. I call him Henrik Stenson multiple times throughout the year last year, and that's Harris English. Okay, I'm going to go with Harris English. I think he's going to get it done. I don't see myself picking him ever again the rest of the year. So Harris English versus Robert Streb. Get me back on track. Been gone for a couple weeks. Here we go.
Jeff, I feel like we picked the 2 most boring fucking guys on the fucking planet. Harris English sitting at, I think he's sitting at plus 2,700. Robert Streb is sitting at, I don't even know if I can find him on the CM list. It's not good. Doesn't look good for me.
Zero excitement.
Plus 6,500. It's, Jeff, I think the most exciting part of this week is just getting hammered drunk, screaming at the television if they're in the mix at all, which I hope so. So there's your Wager Wednesday for you guys. If you enjoyed this part of the show, this part of the week, look out for Just the Tip Tuesday. I'm assuming you just watched that part of the show. Look out, because I'm sure it's going to get a little friskier than Wager Wednesday.